How you doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Welcome to Life's a Beautiful Thing, where we talk about the beautiful lives of beautiful people who don't mind getting it by any means. Today is my pilot episode. My pilot episode is brought to you by the creators of culture, Grant from Culture Source. I'm sitting in the building today with my boy, my good friend, my brother with the pen, Jameel Davis.
Yes, sir. It's the Cleveland author Jameel Davis, all the way from Ohio. How y'all doing?
He's from Ohio, so you know how us Michiganders feel about these Ohio folks, but he from Cleveland, so it's cool. We ain't gonna Cleveland's cool, but Ohio's so he from the good part of Ohio, so we ain't gonna hold it against him.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. It's a
Oh,
pleasure to be in y'all city.
oh yeah, no problem. So me and Jamil have done multiple interviews. We've talked many a times, but this is the first time that we get to talk face to face. And so I appreciate you for coming out, even though, like I said, you can talk some shit about my city. You done got hit, you done got rear end, and then hit your mirror.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll take that one. We'll take that one on the chin.
Yeah, that's cool. They knocked me off. I didn't got harder hits than that in life, so we good.
So I appreciate you coming out above all things. So we're here to talk about sex esteem. This is Jamil's fifth book. His books are normally nonfiction books where he talks about his life. He talks about his poetry, his things inspirational things that'll push you through, that'll help you learn a little bit more about yourself. Well, with sex esteem, you're still gonna learn about yourself, but it's a fun learn. It's about sex, like it says on the title. And it's a resource book. It's like a comic book. It's all type of things. It has QR codes. It has scents. It has pictures. It has everything. Now can you explain to me where that came from? The idea of all of this.
All right, cool. So the inspiration behind Sex Esteem came from when I first did a book signing last year, 2021, with Zane in Atlanta. And growing up, many people know about Zane and her book, her genre of erotica. And so I knew this bookstore was coming up after dropping Completely Naked, which is my fourth book.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, after doing a book signing with her, I said, I'm about to come for her and everybody else who's in that genre.
Yeah.
I just did it jokingly because I don't even know if erotica is going to even carry out past Sex Esteem. I was just testing the waters and just having fun with it.
Yeah.
And so when I got back home, I started Sex Esteem, and the first piece I started writing was drinking some wine or some adult beverage or whatever I was drinking, listening to some R&B, remixing music. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I chose to start writing Baptize Me first, but I'm a very controversial person for those people who know me. So I wanted to use the church setting and the church threesome like that as my opener for the book. And so while creating the book, I started doing my sampling pool because, I wanted to write something for the ladies.
Yeah.
Specifically black women, because so many black women have never had an orgasm before.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, I got a problem with that because I believe that, we as men, whether we're in there for 5 seconds or we're in there for an hour, like we getting our...
Regardless how our biology
stuff,
works.
You know what I'm saying? And we have so many women who fake orgasms and stuff like that. I'm like, don't fake nothing with me. So I wanted to create my stories where my ladies inside my book experience the ultimate satisfaction.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because even looking at pornography and porn and stuff like that, we always see guys getting their funky off, ejaculating on her belly, on her face, and something like that. And, she got the fake moans and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
She's left unsatisfied. Mm-hmm. And so black women are mainly overly sexualized in media and misrepresented. So I feel as a duty as a leader, public figure, that I have to protect our sisters.
Yeah.
So even in this book, Sex Esteem, I wanted to protect the sexual health of our sisters, because when you first open the book, you learn about contraceptives and how to protect yourself as well. And then also you learn about the importance of, heterosexual sex, why it's important for us to continue to procreate. And then you also learn my method of bringing women to ecstasy. So that's where it came from.
What is your method of bringing women to ecstasy?
Each woman is different. You know what I'm saying? So you got to ask questions, what it is that you learn into it. So learning is, how she moan and grasp, and, she might like her earlobe licked or her left titty sucked on, whatever.
Yeah.
But her body is a playground, So you should explore it and find out what it is that brings her to there. So how I please one woman may not be how the next woman wants to be pleased. You know what I'm saying? So that's why sex esteem came into play, where you can use it as as a resource to learn your partner or to try new things that you haven't done before. You know, so when we think about sex should be fun. It's a work of art. It should be enjoyable for both parties. You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever been in that scenario where one thing that really worked on one girl didn't work on the next one?
Oh, it happens all the time.
Give me an example.
It happens all the time. You know, if you go, this particular woman, like, she may want straight back shots. And that's just pound for pound action. And this woman over here may not be used to pound to pound action because her body type might be different. You know what I'm saying? It may be more painful. So you might have to slow stroke her. You know what I'm saying? So you have these different experiences with women where someone don't like rough, some like passionate, some like deep, some like the hair pulling, some like smacking on the ass, some just don't. You know what I'm saying? Some do. So I had those experiences. I'm like, oh shit, this ain't working. You know what I'm saying? Let me switch gears a little bit. Hey, what is it that you like? You know what I'm saying? Or let me please her and pay attention to how she move and react. So if my face is buried between her legs and she making a mess on my face or whatever, then I'm watching up, making sure that she's enjoying it. If she's not enjoying it, did I do something wrong? Is it a certain way that you want me to do it? You know what I'm saying? But once I find out what it is that she like, then it's automatic. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it should be. You know, for I want my dick sucked. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So you gotta ask me, like, do you want it slow?
In your experience, how often has a woman actually said, "Hey, this isn't working for me"?
No woman has ever said that.
Is that because you
But
just
they
that
showed
good?
it. They
showed it. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know how dudes can get off with the faking.
Yeah.
But can't no woman fake with me because I'm listening. Like, when a woman climaxes and have an orgasm, you know what I'm saying? When she come, when she busts, whatever, her body reacts a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? Muscles contracting. Maybe she got the stanky leg or something. She's shaking her legs or something a little bit, whatever. But, you know, so for me, most women aren't confident enough to tell a man that she's not satisfied, which is why most black women don't have orgasms. And so with sex esteem, we teaching and encouraging women to educate their partner on how they wish to be desired. Don't be afraid to say that. And so what's interesting is, you know, before I dropped sex esteem, on my 32nd birthday, I rented out the movie theater again. For those who don't know, I rented out the Silver Spot movie theater back at home twice for Completely Naked before I dropped it. We did an audio book listening part of the experience.
And by the way, y'all, I was there at the first one. That shit was cold. That was great. It was one of the best experiences of my life. No bullshit.
So I chose to put my heart on the big screen. And into the movie theaters for my audiences or whatever. So for my 32nd birthday, I did a pilot. Right? I called it 32 Shades of J because I was turning 32. And what I did was I created all these questions, and what happened was I passed out these cards to people in the audience, and they asked the panelists questions, and then they would have the conversation. And some of those questions was like, you know, have you ever faked that orgasm? Yes. Why did you feel uncomfortable with telling your partner that you was not satisfied? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like a therapy section.
Yeah.
And also encouraging people to, you know, express themselves. So the questions was deep. It was funny and whatnot. So in that regard, again, so, you know, a lot of women have not had, you know, orgasms before. And many of them fake. They fake it.
Yeah.
They fake it because they want to know that they are pleasing that man. You know what I'm saying?
They're putting...
if you told a woman that you're not satisfied, can you imagine what her response is going to be?
She's going to take it to heart.
Right. So she's willing to risk her own happiness in that department just to make sure that you are satisfied. And to me, I had a problem with that because I think that's a selfish thing. I think that two people both should have a bomb-ass experience.
I agree. Have you ever had a selfish period of time during sex?
Yeah. So my selfishness was like indirectly. It was not that, hey, I'm going in with the intent to just smash and be going about my business. it was a result of traumatic experiences. You know what I'm saying? It was a result of being in an environment where you listening to the poison music or you listening to the voice of your community. It was like, man, just go smash and be gone. You know what I'm saying? Smash, 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 go on about your business. And completely naked, I talk about premature ejaculation. You know what I'm saying? So like, damn, I came quick. I can't get it back up. It's time to go. Ejaculation. That was like a resulting from, trauma. And poor dieting and lack of exercise and you know what I'm saying, being in a wicked environment, So I think my selfishness wasn't on purpose or intentional. It was more so like, hey, damn, this is what I'm supposed to do because I didn't have a father figure. I didn't have no one teach me like, hey, this is how you please the woman. This is how you eat her pussy. This is how you stroke her. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, hey, here's a magazine. Here's porn. Watch these tapes and mimic what they're doing. The whole time I'm mimicking, but I'm not learning and I'm not making no progress. You know what I'm saying? So I would say it was a selfish period that I had.
So how long did that selfish period last?
I would say it last probably until about 25. About 25, and then about 29, that's when I really started like, removing the trauma stuff and giving women like an actual fair chance, because like the whole time I kept a wall up. I didn't allow women to come in as a result of the trauma that I dealt with women in the past. You know what I'm saying? So I'm accountable for making women pay for what other women have done. You know what I'm saying? You learn that in Completely Naked. That's my 4th book. Where I'm undressing myself, and then once I got rid of that trauma and stuff like that, I really just started, putting the sexual health and the sexual satisfaction of women first.
How different was sex like pre-trauma and post-trauma?
Man, okay, pre-trauma. Well, I can't say pre-trauma, but during trauma,
I say before you say 25 is kind of when you was like,
I'm thinking like, nah, man, I'm still busting quick. Like, God, what the so like? I grew up in the projects. You know what I'm saying? And you got bad food, whether it was greasy, whether it was salty, whether it was full of sugar, Kool-Aid, whatever. So it
just ain't right.
It just wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? And then plus the trauma that you went through, so early childhood molestation, whatever. So that's a lot to unpack. As a young man that's trying to reach a certain milestone in life, especially sex. You know what I'm saying? And then you got this thing where like you got women who are antagonizing you. They put pressure on you, like, you better show up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got this pressure of your home, you get the pressure of the lady. Then you got the pressure of society. Like, damn, what she say? Damn, I'm about to come quick. You know what I'm saying? Or he bust quick or whatever. So you got the embarrassment. You got the walk of shame that you got to do if you don't deliver. You know what I'm saying? It was just like to unpack. So in Completely Naked, I want to unpack myself completely and get to the source of why I wasn't performing at the level that I need to be performing at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
How much pressure was it from the women you were dealing with?
It's too much pressure. It's always pressure. Even if she don't say nothing, there's pressure.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're going in, especially when you suspend the selfishness of yourself for sex. If you go in like, damn, man, she is banging, her body is hot, like she got a fat ass, I can't wait. And it's like, oh, damn, you fail yourself. So it's already pressure because you already put yourself in that block that I'm going to fail. And then society, you're like, oh, shit, if the word got out and I came quick, and she unsatisfied, she gonna tell her girlfriend, she might tell her mama, and it might go on a tweet, it might come back to me, and then I got the homeboys who might clown me. It's a lot of pressure where the woman should just teach sex esteem her man how she wishes to be desired.
So do you think sex is everybody should be a teacher when it comes down to sex?
I believe so. I believe you should teach every person that you have sex with how you wish to be satisfied. Because I remember going back to that event where I did the 32 Shades of J event. I had one particular audience member who was a female. She like, well, shit, you talking all that shit. I expect for you to get it right. And if you don't get it right, then that's it. So you have women who believe they got to go ahead and increase their body count to try to get the satisfaction they need. But why waste a one-night stand when you can make it magical?
Just teach,
kind of
teach or just...
Like, all right, sure, if you into this dude, Tell him how you like your pussy ate. Tell him how you like to ride it. Tell him how you want him to stroke you, whether it's slow, fast, whatever. You want to put a little curve in the R&B, rap, rock, metal, whatever. You should be able to teach how you wish to be desired. You know what I'm saying? So that's very important.
How important is communication before sex, even before you know what it smells like? How important is having that conversation with her?
Hey, that's foreplay. Sex start way before you get into the panties.
Yeah.
Way before you get to the bedroom. You know, and so whether it's silent or whether it's vocal or maybe it's an aroma. You know what I'm saying? So with Sexist Thing, we are using all of our 5 senses to communicate our sexual desires. And so communication is important because that's how you get to that point. Once you plant the seed, and then her minds get to wondering, she may shave her legs. You know what I'm saying? She may shave her pubic areas. You know, she might put on a different players. Vibe is right, or to communicate effectively. Not everybody like that.
In the actual conversation.
There we go. And then some women may feel like, well, you know what? Shit, he is popping. Let me just go ahead and give him some.
Different things work for different people.
And that's when the faking comes into play. Like, damn, you even went hitting all like that, but I'm gonna go ahead and fake it. But shit,
if a cat come at her and be like, "What's up? When we gonna fuck?" and she hit him, let him hit like that, he don't even care.
No, he don't.
He really
and
just
that's when the selfishness
getting his
of it come into play. You know what I'm saying? Because she did all this and got sexy and went in the bathtub or in the shower for hours at a time and wasted a goddamn night. Now she on to the next one trying to fight, trying to chase that high. So she's never going to get until she communicates how she was to be desired.
Is that why another reason why you wrote this book? Just to kind of throw out the idea of communication, the idea of kind of taking it slow or getting to know your partner?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's a resource. So we're looking at the cover and we look inside of the book. You know, we got blue for the guys and this pink for the ladies. That's the his and hers colors. You know what I'm saying? So I wrote it as a resource and as a guide for, you know, 2 people to communicate these things, to enjoy it together, and to learn about themselves using all their 5 senses. You know what I'm saying? Versus just, all right, let me just go ahead and jump into it. You know, so it should be something that, you know, that couples or partners or sex buddies or fuck buddies, whatever you want to call each other, it should be a guide for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why waste a moment of intimacy in a worse way when you can heighten it? You know what I'm saying? So that was another reason. So we got the fun part. We got doing it with Zane, coming out of the traumatic stuff, and then also just making the way partner people to be, hey, let me please you, and I'm gonna please you in return. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically how it should be.
Yeah. And what does the phrase sex esteem mean to you?
Oh, nice. So when you think about self-esteem, right? Self-esteem is, you know, you got low self-esteem, you got a low, I'm feeling down about myself, whatever. So sex esteem is really like sex drive. Let me boost your sex drive. So that's basically what it is. You know, instead of just, I just took self and just replaced it with sex. Let me enhance it. Let me take your sex drive wherever it is and let me enhance it.
Do you think that the next person could affect your sex esteem?
Yes.
How so?
So your sex drive and your sex esteem can be thrown off for multiple reasons. It could be through ill intentions. It could be through disrespect. It could be to somebody throwing off your pH balance because they ain't shower.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
No, those are things.
Not being honest. So your sex drive can be thrown for a loop for multiple different reasons.
So it's not just physical.
No.
It's mental, spiritual.
Because just like I said, you got to use all 5 of your senses to create a magical experience. You need all your physical, mental, social, mental, all that. You need all those different things to create an experience as well for that person.
So I got this thing, me and my boy, I call it the 5 senses theory. So what you got see, touch, taste, feel,
and sound.
So she know what you sound like.
Yep.
She know what you look like.
Yep.
What you smell like. you got to get to that point where she want to know how you feel and know how you taste.
Yes.
And I coined that a long time ago. I said I call it the five senses theory.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So how did you get your lady to figure out how you taste?
More recently, conversation. So you have to want to get her to want to know how you taste. So you can't just, hey, what's up with some head? Hey, you trying to suck my dick? You can't just walk up to her and pull it out. You kind of have to. So I'm 30 this year.
Gotcha.
So most of the women I've dealt with, they done sucked a dick before. I don't mess with no virgins. I'm 30. You ain't gonna find no virgin for the most part.
Yeah, some women who get off on that.
Yeah, but most of them, some, but not. That's not for me.
I gotcha.
So for my case, I really just have to. I got to put the smell on, like how you got in the book. I got to put the cologne on.
Okay.
I got to throw the words on. I'm a writer just like you a writer, so I know how to throw my words around. I gotta look good. I throw whatever type of thing on. I know I'm a Detroit nigga. I might have to throw the buffs on. Whatever case may be,
Gotcha.
and you just make that an experience. And those last two are just like waiting in the end zone. You done drove up the field 90 yards. You got 5 yards, that's that taste. 5 yards, that's that feel. Once you get that touchdown, like how it's in the book, it wraps up to a perfect experience for everybody.
Gotcha.
So I can say, just to wrap that up, it's just...
So let me ask you this. Are you more dominant or recessive when it comes to, sex?
Both. I can be dominant, but I don't mind being the dominated partner. But just with me being a man, I deal with more so feminine women. You deal with a woman with a certain amount of femininity about herself.
Gotcha.
She might feel uncomfortable being the dominating partner.
Gotcha.
So you even have to kind of step back and let her know, like, hey, like you said, let them know how you like being pleased. Like, hey, once a month on Saturday between the hours of 9 and 10, I wouldn't mind being dominated. Be a little rough. Gotcha. Oh, I don't know. Girl, just do your thing. And
Take
initiative, yeah. And when she let go and do it, you gotta let her know that it's a comfortable space for her to do that.
Yeah.
And then, just speaking from my experience, once they be like, okay, I can do this. I didn't even know I had it in me.
Gotcha.
Once they even realize that they had it in them, they gonna start doing that shit more than that once a month.
Got you. Okay. So what non-verbal clues do your lady give you that makes you like, all right, it's time?
Just like the body. This is just how the way she walk, the way she put her body on me.
Uh-oh.
She's more close. I'm very intimate with my partners anyway, especially the partner I'm with now. But it'll be the way she holds my hand.
Gotcha.
She'll hold my hand, but she'll squeeze it a little bit harder. Or if I say, hey, I might make a little joke, she gonna be like, okay, I'm with the shits. Okay, bet. I ain't the only fool in the building.
Gotcha.
So that's pretty much it. Or it might even be like a certain meal she'll make. If I know if she make this particular meal, I did a good job.
Yeah.
Or if she make this particular meal, that means she want me to go somewhere and do a good job.
Yeah.
So what about you and your experiences?
Hey, when her nose started.
Different things happen for different people.
That's funny.
Okay, so.
But yeah, so it seems like to me like you more are like a physical touch type person.
Oh, definitely.
So is that like your primary love language?
I would say touch and quality time.
Okay, cool.
So I'm not necessarily a guy that's going to want a woman to spend her money on me, or just to get gifts. It's always nice if somebody gets you things, but it doesn't. In the long run, it doesn't mean nothing.
Yeah.
Just spend this time with me, lay up on me, and we can take it from there. So what about you?
Hey, I actually score equal like on all the love language quizzes categories except receiving gifts. Receiving gifts is like the lowest. Like I don't really do nothing for me.
Not a gift type of guy.
Nah. But however, I'm a good gift giver. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of that, like quality time, acts of service, that's like a plus, a bonus, but they pretty much equal. Quality time, physical touch, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of the sex thing, I like to be dominated in terms of words. But however, I like for my woman to be recessive when it comes down to business. You know what I'm saying? The bedroom or the couch or the car or outside, you know, whatever shit. You know what I'm saying? On the back of a jet ski, if it gets there. That's one of my fantasies on my bucket list.
Yeah.
So hopefully Sex Esteem take me there one day.
Yeah.
If you read the preface towards the end, it's one of my wishes. But yeah, man, like cutting outside of the lines. I feel like, you know, growing up, you know, society, our parents have all put us in this bubble where we always have to just worry about the negative of sex. If you're going to have sex, you know, or, you know, talks about the enjoyment of it and how we can set a list of intimate things to check off. And that's outside of the bedroom too. You know what I'm saying? You know, I feel like, hey, why limit our experiences? Why limit our interactions? Why limit the way we have a fucking orgasm?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let that shit be explosive.
Agreed.
And who gives a fuck who's watching? You know what I'm saying? Who gives a fuck who's reading about it? This is your moment. You enhance it. You highlight it. You know what I'm saying? If she want to fuck, you fuck her back. You know what I'm saying? Vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Forget what your girlfriend say, your mama say, the pastor say, whoever. If you want that nut, go get that fucking nut. You know what I'm saying? Go bust. Like, go do what you need to do. And after dropping completely naked, you know, it allowed me to be more free and more vocal. Because cultivating mind speaks to owning yourself in a world that tries so hard to make you become something that you are not. And so as you saw me grow from that book to the other ones, I became more and more expressive and free about who I am, whether it was something dark or something sexual as sex esteem. You know what I'm saying? At first, I was walking like a thin line, like, damn, what the rest of the world gonna think about if I drop this? I said, you know what? Fuck them. Who pay my bills? Who put money in my pocket? Who create these opportunities for me? Not them. I do. You know what I'm saying? And I think with the sex part, I think it should be fucking limitless. I don't think we should put ourselves in the bubble and when we with our partner. And I'm speaking from the heterosexual community because the book is geared towards that, especially black women, because black women are the most powerful creatures walking this earth. If it wasn't for them, there won't be no humans walking this earth. So therefore, we need to go ahead and cherish that pussy. Thank that pussy, like in the most valuable piece that we have. Again, charges us up, it nurtures us up, you know what I'm saying? And pretty much the black woman's womb is the only one that can do that, you know what I'm saying? That's why you have a lot of people trying to cross over, leave their homes to try to see what's so powerful about the black sister, you know what I'm saying? So
the book is like it says on the title, based on true events.
Yeah.
Are these true events you fulfilling different pieces of your bucket list?
Yep.
Okay. So one of the stories I really liked, and I actually tried some, I definitely emulated some shit from this story, was a story with the ice in the car. So
the ice in the car.
Yeah, when you grab, I don't want to say you, but your main character, he girly called him up, or they had some type of conversation. He said, "I'm on my way," and he pulled up on her with the ice, and he hit her on
midnight,
and he hit her on the hood of the car with the ice. So was that like I'm sure that was a true experience. That kind of sounded too good to not be true.
I'm not telling. Again, what sex esteem is for, it's up for my readers to decipher what is true and what is false. But I like Midnight though. Midnight was so dope, man. It was so dope. It was well played. Even just like the wordplay from like the spearmint candy, I mean the gum and the ice cubes. I don't even know how the damn ice cubes lasted so long. Did I have it in the freezer bag or something like that?
I don't know. In my mind, I was like, this motherfucker hit like 100 up the highway.
Yeah, I was flowing, listening to all different types of R&B songs, whatever. But yeah, I like the Midnight. That was well played. Well played. So you tried Midnight.
Yeah, I tried the ice situation.
Oh, just that
just the ice,
part.
yeah.
Okay.
I haven't got to the point where outside on the car. Yeah.
Pay for that, you know what I'm saying? It was too cold?
It was cold, yeah. So you kind of had to ease up on it. But once I got there, it was like, okay, this is straight. But the ice melter, you got hot breath on hot coochie. The ice ain't gonna last that long.
Whoa. Okay.
But
yeah.
But like I said, like you had the main character had to float that mug.
Oh man, they put it on the hood of the car.
Gosh,
man.
So as far as the ice experience go, it was cool. Like I said, she wasn't necessarily ready for it.
Gotcha.
But once in that process, before the ice melted, I probably just crunched it and ate the ice.
It's called icy hot.
But it was cool. Like I said, I didn't get no complaints from the icy hot.
Yeah.
I got no real complaints from it.
Hey, this makes me feel good knowing that, you as my brother actually found something in sex esteem that's worth trying. You
yeah,
know
no,
what I'm
I
saying?
was.
For real.
Like, man,
I thought that was kind of dope.
I was like, man,
That's
let
like my
me.
purpose of actually creating the book for people to try different things in efforts of pleasing their partner. And specifically in this arena for the guys, is for you to, work with and please your partner, even though it's something that she may not be used to, might be uncomfortable, whatever. But I'm pretty sure, like, if you try to introduce it again, it may even be better next time. You know what I'm saying?
It was a new experience for both of us.
Okay, cool.
And I can honestly just say I was really just. It could have just. I think it was like a real romantic weekend. It was just wild, and I was just like, let me just have my nunchucks. Just have my nunchucks, my sword. I was just grabbing all my weapons. So let me just grab his ice right quick.
Midnight wasn't based off like a romantic evening. It was just like
No,
in the moment.
Yeah,
that DM came through and he was ready.
That was a pull up moment.
You know what
so
I'm saying?
Yeah. So I can say as far as my midnight moment, it was more so a romantic evening.
Okay.
Yeah. I can admit to say I could have been drunk sex esteem.
Say that.
So I've never was. Let me put some ice on this clip right quick.
Go ahead and listen. Y'all better go get y'all a copy of Sex Esteem. It's available at over 30,000+ book retailers worldwide. Okay, go get your hands on Sex Esteem.
It is a sexual resource book. It has it got the sounds, the smells, the tastes, the settings.
So it's like most people like to put just like words, and then they slap the cover on there, and then you forced to just use your own imagination and however way you see fit.
Yeah.
With Sex Esteem, I feel like, I wanted to add the colors and the imagery to help experience that, to make it more accessible or more easier to create those imaginations or those visions for you. And so as a marketer, as a brander, as a motivational speaker or whatever, as a creator in general, I wanted my readers to be able to use all their experiences, with all their senses. So when you think about sight and sound, whether you listening to it by using a QR code, the song that introduced the next story, or even if you just read it out loud, you listen to yourself, or you listen to your partner read it out loud, and then use sight, because now I done read on the accent page that maybe I should wear this particular garment. And then I actually saw this person put it on. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm creating the whole foreplay in general. So you got the pink pages for the ladies. You got the blue pages for the guys. You got pink and blue for both. You know what I'm saying? For those people who are not comfortable with their femininity or their masculine energy or in those departments, you never know what your partner may like. True. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's okay to ask, hey, and she say no, wear it anyways.
I always ask my lady, what should I wear? Like, hell. Because
they know, man.
Yeah, exactly. Know. I'd rather her dress me than me try to put it. Cause she gonna already like it because she put it on. Yeah. Then me put it on and try to guess if she like it or not. But you
gotta be careful though, man, because sometimes they try to dress you so their eyes can only stay on you. No, I want the other ones to look as well. They may not be able to touch, but your reaction to them looking at me is like the biggest turn on ever.
Okay. So is that a thing for you? You might be out with your lady and the other ladies are looking and you like...
Yeah, that's a big turn on, especially if she cross her arms and fold her arms up and be pouting, lip out, whatever, upset. And just go over there and suck her bottom lip. You know what I'm saying? It's all on the popping.
Like I'm all yours, regardless. I'm all yours.
Like you already know it's about to be. You about to come. Like
that's hilarious.
Coming soon, like on the cover.
Yeah, and like I said, I like to consider myself pretty good with sex and pretty good with women for the most part. I learned some things from this. I even like the ice thing. Even like I'm looking at it now, Aroma, Mel Prada by Luna Rosa. I ain't never heard of that.
Yeah.
I know it's I know it's a banger though because you put it in this book.
It's a banger.
I trust you, so I know it's a banger. And then you got the Versace Eros. I don't got no Versace. All the clones I don't got no Versace Eros, but I know it's some good shit.
It's a banger.
The Gucci Guilty. I don't got no Gucci Guilty.
That's like one of my. I think that was my first like name brand fragrance that I got.
Really?
And I think I was in college when I first got it. You know what I'm saying?
I think my first name brand was Armani Code was my first name brand. My first like big boy cologne.
And look, Gucci Gizzy was like, I don't know if it's broke, but I used that. Listen, it was empty. I'm still trying to get shot.
So what are your, like, as of now? So how old are you?
33.
You about to know your birthday coming up, right?
Yep, August 21st. Borderline, Leo, Virgo.
So what is your favorite colognes now? Like, what would you recommend to the people?
I like Jimmy Choo.
Which one?
Man, Jimmy Choo, man. I don't know I think it's like the black bottle. I'm not sure
I got, is that the Intense?
It might be the Intense.
That's my go-to.
It might be the Intense.
That's my go-to.
Yeah,
You know something, my nigga.
Yeah.
You know something.
I like the Jimmy Choo. And my polo. My polo is I gotta go. Polo.
Which polo?
Shit, I don't know the name, but it's blue. It's in a blue bottle.
That's okay. I can do a blue bottle.
It's a hit, you know.
No, yeah.
It's definitely a hit. It's so good that even my nephew, like, he always, that's his go-to. Too,
Yeah.
We get a lot of hits on that.
You know, I like the Polo Black.
Polo Black.
Yeah, that's one of my go-tos. And like I said, in this.
And then also, you know, my colognes don't have to be like top of the line either. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can find me at Marshalls and Burlington. I'm in the men's section and I'm just grabbing fragrances and sprays. Or you can find me in Bath and Body Works getting a body cream and
so you're not a big you're not necessarily you don't go to the name brands.
No, I don't.
You're real open minded to the stuff.
Yeah.
So how does that how open minded are you in general?
It depends on what subject. Because I feel like for the most part I'm an open book. You know what I'm saying? But also I still believe that some parts belong to me. You know what I'm saying? But as far as trying new things or whatever, I'm pretty much open and diverse with it, you know.
So did that translate into writing this book, which was
I had to be
a new style for you?
Yeah, it's just something new. I'll heed back before I produce the book. A lot of it out there, readers, excerpts, stuff like that, and they loved it. I told me, give me your hardest critique. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like it. Now, I did get one bad critique.
What was that?
It was from an older woman. She's about 70 years old. And she told me this is not erotica. It's not fantasy based. I said, I'm not an erotica writer. I said, this is something that's 2023. Not back when you was at. This is not a romance type thing. And it was kind of difficult too because I was not trying to even label it as an erotica.
It's hard not to label this as an erotica.
It's hard because like erotica is like your romance novels and stuff like that. And I didn't want it to give that thing. I wanted it to be raw, in your face, uncut, boom. Like, and it is what it is.
How did you end up having a 70-year-old woman as one of your readers?
So this particular woman, she actually does like she said like the adult toys and stuff like that. And so if you're on my mailing list, you pretty much get everything I send out. So I'm like, if you want to read an excerpt, reach out, let me know. So she bit back, say I would read it. You know what I'm saying? I think she read like the excerpt of Lollipopping or something like that. And to me, I think that's most people's favorite pieces. You know what I'm saying? Like the lady coming in from the hairdresser and he at home and he in the kitchen and put up on an island and all different type of stuff, you know, paying attention to her hair and all that stuff. I think that was like very, intimate, you know. I think that was like a good picture that I painted for that one. Yeah. And she was like, this is not romance. I can't envision it or whatever, but I realized that the times were different. I'm writing for my culture and my generation.
Like a generational thing, yeah.
You know, for her or anyone in that genre. I just wanted to take what they have done, my envision for what I want to produce and mash it together and create something beautiful for people. So other than that, that was the only little backlash that I had from it. Other than that, it was beautiful. The
feedback was generally good. Cool. I said, and it's a new thing for you because I've read a lot of your books. I think the only one I haven't read Between These Sheets, and I haven't read like your very first book.
The very
but
first
I know that this is different from those. This is more so
absolutely.
A short story book. So as being a short story writer, I felt this one.
Gotcha.
Because I was like, okay, now this nigga, I felt like this nigga Jameel coming for me now. That's how I felt. This nigga Jameel trying to take me off my shit a little bit. So
and what I tried to do was like, I think Baptize Me was probably like one of the longest pieces in there. You know, Baptize Me is long, Lollipopping is long, Midnight is long. I think it's another one that's long.
How many pages were they like on the word processor?
Man, probably about like 15, 16 pages on there.
That's not bad.
You know what I'm saying? So of course, when you shrink your book to 6x9, 5x8 word shrink, you do single space, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
So who was the mastermind, or who helped you like put these pages together? Because it's like I said, it's like a comic book.
Yeah. So I had an idea for the images and stuff that I wanted. And then I got a guy, I think it's like Woofy Somerville or something like that on Instagram. I saw his illustrations or whatever.
Is he from Cleveland?
He's actually in the UK.
Really?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
in the UK. And I sent him a few images that I wanted done. Showed him my idea. Lady from like Sri Lanka. Some pages out for me. You know, so the thing was just like, I critique everything from start to finish. So I like to produce a draft and I'm like, I'll modify it. No, add this, put this there, change, make this page blank, pink, whatever. So I have full creative control throughout the whole book from start to finish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it was my idea. Everything that you envision in any of my projects that you have read, I'm the mastermind behind it.
Yeah.
But I still have to give credit to people who contributed on the title page. You know what I'm saying?
How important is it to make those type of investments, a $2,000 investment into your project?
It depends on how much you invest into yourself. Like if you believe that your project is going to be a hit, if you believe in your readers and you want your readers to invest into you, not just reading and purchasing your book, but also encouraging other people to read it as well, then investing into those illustrations and stuff like that is highly, highly recommended. As a publisher, editing is your most expensive part of publishing. And some people want to give it to their English teacher. Some people want to give it to their best friend who got a master's in English. That's not the same. You know what I'm saying? So I encourage my readers to invest a lot of money in the cover as well as the editing process, because those are the two most important things. You know? So for me, it was my first time paying that kind of money just for like to have 13 illustrations drawn for me inside of the book. You know what
That's
I'm saying?
a lot though.
Yeah, it was. But however, I valued the guy's artistic expression so well that I had to. So I did have a previous illustrator, but it wasn't giving what I wanted to give.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And as much as I would like to have more,
was the guy a black guy from the UK?
yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Yep.
So that he country.
Yeah, so
he
I'm
kinda
like,
had to-
I sent them the deposit and I paid it off and and got it done. It took me quite a while. We went past a little deadline a little bit, prolong it. But that's the thing, when you're creating something, it takes time. You don't want to rush it. So.
Yeah.
And that's why I tell people all the time, when you want to publish or produce a book or a project or something, don't set your release date until it's done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We often want to publish it within the next 2 months or the next 3 months or so. Don't set your release date out yet until the project is complete. You done went over the covers, you went over the inside, you're satisfied. Now it's time to go ahead and set your release date out.
And when did you learn that? Was it like that from the first book, or then was that something you kind of had to figure out?
As I grew as a writer and as an author, I had to figure it out. So I learned with each project, I learned something totally different. And I think it was the second book that made me start planning in advance. Because we had this rush thing, these deadlines. And we think about when all right, I like the page, I like the cover. Then you get it in person, it's like, oh shit, this shifted, this out of place, the color is off or whatever. And it's like, God damn, I got to contact the graphic designer and the editor to make these changes, and they may be swamped, so they might not get to it for a couple of weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
Your event is in 2 months. You know what I'm saying? So that's that pressure. So I realized, after my second book, it's important to plan it out first, get it done first, and then set my release date as far in advance so I can do my pre-marketing and all that stuff. Because with each project, I get a new audience because they like my work. But I still got to create a new marketing strategy slowly, because the thing is, the more people see it, the more they hear about it, the more they want it for themselves. So they don't get to see the ads, they don't get to see the promotion and whatever. They are less likely to want to pick up your book. You know what I'm saying? So
with that being said, do you have the next book in mind?
Yes. I got 2 books in mind. I'm not sure when I'm going to release them. I have my first children's book. I ain't gonna tell you all the title of it. because it's not trademark or whatever. I don't know why they steal it. But yeah, I got a children's book that's coming up. It's going to take place in this a career day setting. We had some controversial stuff going on in there. But yeah, I got a children's book that's coming out soon or whenever I get to it. And then I have another controversial book because I'm a controversial person, even as a writer, as a speaker. And this one is titled Self-Awareness is Uncomfortable, but it's Sexy. And the subtitle is I Cry, You Cry, We Cry and Heal Together.
So what is the concept and subject matter of that title?
Man. So a lot of black women think they know about men based off the information they got from their mom and their grandma or whatever. But deep down, they really don't know men. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I have to hold black women accountable for their actions and behaviors. Because in life, we have always been taught not to talk back to mama, not to challenge her, not to question her.
True.
And these questions need to be asked. And they need to be answered. Because our black women are leaders of generation in our culture. To thrive, then our black sisters really have to go back to the household and get it together.
That sounds controversial as fuck.
Very.
Are you prepared for the potential backlash?
As always. As always. But if I get backlash, then I know what I'm saying is true.
So give me an example. Give me one of these questions that...
I don't know if it would be questions, but all right, but let's put it like this. The idea of the book came from after I dropped completely naked. And I'm sitting in this uncomfortable position, right? Where I'm unmasked and everyone else is masked. I felt the loneliest, the most afraid, and the most upset after releasing Completely Naked.
Yeah.
Because everybody was walking around, lolly and jolly with their mask on, and here I am sitting in this uncomfortable position, right? So I realized that, damn, all my fucking life, I hated myself. And I hated myself because of how the women in my family treated men.
Was it a lot of niggas ain't shit rhetoric thrown around?
Whether I'm banging your head with a pot, a bottle, whatever. And I had to sit my mom down. I had to sit my grandma down. I had to sit my sister down and my auntie. And I told them this. Accountability. The first time I ever did it, I said, all my life, Ma, I hated myself because how I saw you treat other men. Grandma, I said, your daughters are upset with you because you are married and they ain't. They have multiple kids by different guys. They may not have no guy ever taught them the blueprint. You know what I'm saying? So I got digging in and out of the house. I watched how you disrespected a man who's in a uniform out in public. I watched how you emasculated men. I said, as a result, I hated other brothers who looked like me. I hated other men who looked like me. I resented men who wanted to pour in me because of how I saw you treat and talk to and belittle and emasculate other men. So that's a sample of what we talk about in sexist. I mean, not sexist thing, but self-awareness is uncomfortable, but it's sexy. You know what I'm saying? Then we get deeper and deeper between those things. How, you know, on Completely Naked, you see the lady with the knife. And then one of the subtitles on there, like her tongue is a weapon. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's the analogy. The knife is not really me being stabbed, but her words is a weapon. And it's emasculating me. So we highlight how women pour into their sons aggressively. And what that do to him as he tends to grow up. You know what I'm saying? So it's very heavy. And I'm not just putting pressure on women with this book. We holding everyone accountable to be able to speak their truth.
How
that's
hard?
Why I said self-awareness is uncomfortable, but it's sexy. And the subtitle is I cry, you cry, he cry, we cry and heal together. So most people going to miss the healing part when they start opening the pages and they reading how traumatic the stuff is because they are forced to sit within their truth, which is
Yeah.
their self-awareness.
And how uncomfortable, I don't want to say uncomfortable, how was that conversation when you laid generations of your family down?
It was very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
But what I did was I sent them all the text. I all over because I want y'all to see firsthand about my new project. And even though I did order food and take out and stuff for them, but there was no alcohol involved, and I set them down. So it's very hard.
So that's a good thing because your family is supportive of your projects.
Yeah.
You said
This wasn't even project based.
Yeah.
The book wasn't even thought of.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something I had to share on myself because
Yeah.
again, when I released Completely Naked, yeah, we in a fantasy world, we on the high. But when reality sets in and the shows has stopped and you don't have no more engagement, it's just like, boom, I'm here. Well, I done gave the world my all. You know what I'm saying? And then here again, everyone will walk around in a costume, but this is how I feel at this point. I'm sitting back and I'm watching life goes on. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, you know what? I got to have this conversation because that's a part of the Completely Naked part that I didn't tell.
Yeah.
I didn't tell about that part. I talked about the other stuff, the breaking, but I never talk about my experiences like being in a household full of women.
Yeah.
And how traumatic that is for a young boy. You know what I'm saying? So we're quick. A lot of our ladies are quick to say, you know what? Hey, his dad wasn't this, whatever. But what about your role? Because yet my dad was not in the picture, but yet you had a responsibility to make sure I had a positive male image to look at, whether it was music, whether it was television, whether it was a basketball coach, football coach, or whatever. It was your duty and responsibility to make sure I get tuned up the way I need to be tuned up to be great. But instead, I was forced to witness how you
to interact with the being
other
around
people. Now I'm not, playing, victim or whatever, because I understand that my mother and them too went through trauma as well. But you got to recognize that I need to look in the mirror and understand that something's not right. I got somebody that's looking after me. Have done. So I'm always being aware. But I'm exposing him to women that treat his dad well.
Yeah, facts.
Whether I'm in the bed with her or not. You know what I'm saying? But I'm making sure that he knows that there is women out here that are not man eaters.
So he don't grow up with that bitches ain't shit rhetoric.
Absolutely. That part.
Okay, so speaking of your son, so you 5 books in. How do these books affect your son? Or how would you like your son, when he's old enough to really sit back and read these and understand what's going on, how would you like for your son to take this stuff in?
Good question. Again, I write for my younger self, my future self, and my present self. That means other people as well and kids. So when I produce a project, I write it so when people receive it, no matter where they are in the world, they can get some nuggets from it and enhance it. And he's the reason why I started writing. Back in 2014, when I was part of this Cleveland Renaissance movement, fighting for change in the communities.
Yeah.
I learned about police brutality and stuff like that, violence in our communities. And I asked myself one question: if I died today, who would live to tell my story and would I tell it correctly? And at that point, I knew can no one tell my story better than me.
Yeah.
So that's why I started writing. So when he look into each one of my books, he gonna see his dad grow in many different facets, in many different phases. And there's gonna be some bits and pieces in here he may agree with. It could be a lot of it that he may not agree with. But however, even the good lessons and the bad lessons are good lessons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can take it and you can apply it.
Are you prepared for him to challenge you?
Oh, absolutely. Just like anyone else. Just like the rest of the world.
Yeah.
So, I like challenges,
So why is that a good
if you with your parents a lot, you think your kid is, you think your parents are error free. Or they just like, just walk a thin line of like, hey, my dad does no wrong.
Yeah.
But he's gonna get to a point where like, dang, well, my dad did some things and I don't agree with it. So, and I want to have those conversations and I want to be transparent, open, and vulnerable about it. And it's a good thing because he's gonna see that, hey, my dad isn't perfect. But my dad did the best that he could. My dad didn't hide it. My dad didn't shelter me. My dad was fucking vulnerable and transparent, not only to himself, but to me and to the world around me. You know what I'm saying? So,
your son's 11, right?
Yeah, he's 11.
Okay, so do you see him growing in? Do you see it now as an 11-year-old of him taking this stuff in and taking just the environment in, because he's at everything that you do. He's there. He in the next room.
Yeah, I think he gonna take it and he gonna follow his own path, and I think he's gonna do it knowing that I got his support behind it. I'm not sure if he's gonna go into the writing or the public speaking. He's already started off with basketball, like I did, but I think one of the worst things we can do as parents is force our kids to live out the vision that we have for themselves.
True.
So my job is to make sure whatever it is that he's invested in, that I support him 100% behind, with it. So we're gonna see.
Agreed. So y'all, so it's about that time. We gotta wrap it up. So Mr. Jameel Davis, can you tell us where we can find you at?
Google.
Google me.
Just Google me.
Jameel Davis.
But on social media platforms, I am on Instagram as Cultivating Minds. I just started my trends account through Meta and Instagram. I'm on there as Cultivating Minds as well. Look for the blue check.
Well, thank you.
If you want to reach me directly.
Here we go. First episode of Life's a Beautiful Thing. I want to thank my guests. I want to thank the city of Cleveland, the state of Ohio. Y'all all right?
We good. We surviving. I don't know what's that we drove through here. That storm, I don't know, was a hurricane or what? Man, that was crazy. But I got a free car wash out of the deal, so.
True. And hell, that's all, folks.
Well, I guess the thing on car wash don't matter now. So I got my bumper hit, but other than that, we good.
We good, y'all. Well, ladies, gentlemen, trans, bis, gays, everybody, have a good night.
Peace.